Oh, wow.
5 seconds on the dot.
And we are back. So, sorry about that. All of a sudden we had a flickeroo.
He had,
So, anyway, since then,
yeah.
you've accomplished quite a bit, though, but you've not with now any sort of trial or tribulation as well. But, yeah, you went off on the Tiger Muay Thai scholarship and ended up winning that, which that's a tough, big deal in itself. I know that was super exciting.
Yeah, it was exciting to get to, and it was more exciting that I actually, got out of my comfort zone and did something so crazy. I remember the day that Bruce told me about that. Bruce is the owner of and black belt at Next Edge, and my first jiu-jitsu coach as well. And he told me about it through, I think he saw it on the Underground or something like that.
Yep, on the UG.
Yeah, and then he's like, hey, we got this going on. Yeah, I think you just flicked it to me through email, and I just was like, sure, why not? I'll just send in my resume, because you have to get invited to go out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to show that you've had some fights and you got some experience, not just like open to public.
Right.
So I just
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
How do they line that up? Do you pay for your own airfare and
Yeah.
lodging and everything like that?
Yeah. So that was
That's
a
hell
big,
of a commitment.
yeah, exactly. So it was a big deal. It wasn't like that they pay for you to go over there. It was like you scrape together all this cash to fly across the world, and I got to take time off work and all. So
Right.
I took like a leave of absence through work, and I didn't know if it was gonna come back or not. But I thought I was gonna just come back. I just thought it was gonna be like a month thing in Thailand. See where it goes. But I made it on the team, and I was like, from there, it was just like, wow, like world was at my feet. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, because there's some really good guys that are over there training.
Yep.
There's some notable guys that are over there, but one of my favorites to follow is Matt Sobek Semper.
Semper, we're like best friends.
Really? I follow him. I followed him when he was heavy because, I love Muay Thai.
Yeah.
You know that. And, I was that heavy Muay Thai guy, with the belly and out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
just
yeah,
having fun
yeah.
dancing around. And all of a sudden I see Semper's stuff come up, and I'm like, holy God, look at this guy. Like,
Yeah.
he's everything I want to be. Yeah, and he's super fun, good attitude, but he's just a killer in the ring.
Yeah, like he's like myself. Like I don't look like anything. I don't look like an aggressive dude or anything. But like him, man,
he was like a 300+ pound gamer, and then he started training Muay Thai, and now what does he weigh now? Like probably 170 or so.
Super light now. I don't know, but he's looking good.
Yeah.
Saw him with abs the other day. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I follow him pretty closely. So when you talk with him next, tell him.
Yeah, for sure. I see him.
Another guy from South Dakota enjoys his
I see him a bit. Yeah, I see him. We keep in touch. I used to sleep on his floor when I lived in Thailand. When I first lived there.
Cool.
I didn't have a place to stay, and he let me sleep on his floor.
Yeah, you guys should check him out on YouTube. He's got some awesome highlights. Does all sorts of fun things, but he's just a guy that goes, and pushes himself. But yeah, so from there you ended up getting a couple more fights. You ended up getting a couple bantamweight titles.
Yep. What was it? I lived in Thailand. I went to Australia for a bit, and then I basically didn't have enough money to do anything, so I had to take fights and stuff. So
that's reasonable.
So I went over to Australia just to see my girlfriend, now my wife at the time, and Australia is an expensive place. So like to be able to just to buy groceries and stuff, I barely had enough money to even get over there. So I knew I had to take a few fights, and I was a time where I fought like 4 fights in 4 months. It was crazy. It was like I was picking up like so many last minute fights.
It seems like that's pretty common though, like over in Thailand. People just picking up. I mean, it's their way of life, like you said. It's feast or famine. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Pretty much.
And train, stay in shape all the time.
A lot of people are fighting every week,
Yeah.
And that's that's a bit crazy for me. But
How was the Thai culture compared to coming here? Was it a big culture shock when you went over there?
Yeah, I mean, it is a third world country. There's people on scooters. You'll see a whole family of people. I'm talking like mom, dad, three children, and their dog on one scooter, like just going down the road.
Dogs driving.
Yeah, dog's like, yeah, it looks like he's driving. But yeah, it's pretty third worldish. Very poor, very a little bit dirty. But where I was at in Phuket, Thailand, is it's like an island. It's very much like paradise.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
So recommend definitely going there for a trip.
Yeah, I would definitely love to check that out at some point in time. I strategically, sorry to cut off, but Bruce pointed out, usually every time we do this podcast, this friggin' semi pulls up, and he just runs his engine right next to our window, so then we can hear the semi the whole time. But this time I parked my car right exactly where he usually parks, and now he just parked out in the middle of the road, and I'm sure he's wanting to kill that Honda Civic out there, but I win this round.
I got him.
Anyway, Thailand. Yeah. Okay, so you're in Thailand. You ended up going to get your first title in Australia.
Yep.
That was it IOS or what?
Chaos.
Chaos. And then from after that, you ended up doing another fight with Nitro.
Where was I? Yes. So I think my fight. So that Chaos title was the last of my 4 fights in 4 months thing that I did.
Jeez.
And that was the last minute play. I was like, I took that fight in 2 weeks notice, and my next fight after that would be the one that everyone has probably seen me.
Yeah, you've gone huge viral. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's funny to see actually how you keep coming round and round and round back on the internet. Like, I'll be on Immigrant or something like that, and all of a sudden somebody will talk about the tattooed douchebag that gets knocked out. And then, it's seriously, how long has it been since that came about? And then now, it's been a couple of years.
That fight happened in 2013. No, 2014. 2014.
Yeah,
and it went viral like maybe 2015, the year after.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. How many views do you think it's had?
On YouTube, I think it's at 21 million right now. But
Nice.
like that doesn't count all the Facebook rips and
exactly.
Vimeo and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about it a while ago, the last time you were home, and you were saying like initially you kind of felt bad about it, like that he was kind of getting drugged through the sand like that. For those of you who haven't watched it or known about it, basically during the face-off, the current title holder was.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, Bruce is gonna
pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull it up, Bruce.
Come on, Jamie.
Yeah. Come on, Jamie.
Pull that shit up, Bruce.
All right, so
yeah, Ben ends up doing his thing, but it went hugely viral. And while Bruce is finding that,
it's up.
Do you feel like
I forgot that you guys don't have your screen up. 1 second.
No
Ready?
problem.
Wait for it.
1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that.
I'll bring up the vid as well.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to watch. It was like the ultimate justice, and like I remember like reading on your bio and whatnot that you initially got into Taekwondo due to like some bullying and whatnot. So I think a lot of people end up getting that, and that's what I did. Is they got into Taekwondo, same reasons, and it's been uberly helpful. But this was like the ultimate like bully getting what he needed.
I mean, this guy, he's looking really intimidating. He's covered in tattoos. He gets in my face and, does the whole headbutt thing and thinks he's all tough. And then next minute, in the next scene, he gets knocked the F out.
Yeah, man. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things where...
I gotta say, though, like, that fight, that punch was the hardest time I've ever hit someone. Ever. Like, that, like, I felt like a crack.
Like you just...
like I hit, like, a baseball out, like, home run.
Everything just connected
Yes,
really well.
it went bang. and just out to the field.
Which is good. That's what the guy needs. Now his new tattoo on his face is the imprint of Ben Nguyen's knuckles.
Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, crazy viral video thing. And then when that viral video thing happened, I was in Australia still, and I think a couple months after that, I got the call up for the UFC.
What was it like when you got that call?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like a dream come true, man. Like I was really emotional about it. It's like, wow, this is it. Like we did it. Like I was like, I felt on top of the world. I was like, man, this is finally become a reality for me after 8 years of fighting for nothing. You know, I'm finally, you know, able to actually do something with that 8 years, and it's not like it's just something I could show like my parents and stuff. Like my parents are really proud of me now. And,
right.
They didn't really like me fighting anyway, like in the first place. But now, like they kind of know, like with the UFC, with the name behind it, and all the people watching, they know how big it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge, and you should be proud of that, no matter what you've done. I mean, even if you stop today, which I hope you don't. But you got a hell of an accomplishment. I mean, look at all the stuff that it's given you. Yeah. Overall, I mean, I don't have to tell you that, but for the people out there, like you said, Ben was just fighting, doing his thing, and went over there. He took a chance and really gambled, but he just worked hard, got what he needed. So
yeah, I think
he ended up with a pretty awesome wife. I met her the last time she was here. And
yeah, man,
she's ridiculous. Like super nice, got a great little Australian accent, and then she is just the most fierce striker.
She will punch you in the face.
Yeah. It is amazing. Like I was holding pads for her, and I was pretty impressed.
Yeah,
like I expected a fair amount like out of her. Like I expect her to be crisp, but yeah, she's like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Bam, just lets her rip, cracking on those pads. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Nah, she's really good, and she's doing her thing in the boxing sport, and yeah, she's killing it, man. She's fighting for a title soon, and you know, hopefully we get, after this title, we can get like a world title shot or something like that.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Yeah, and so speaking of your trials and tribulations, I know like. I think last time we were back and you were back for the RFA fights, we chit-chatted and talking about, you know, kind of digging yourself out of a hole. And you're like, you know, I lost 3 times in a row via TKO, and, you know, that could have been it. But then you said, you know, keep going, and finally that's where it was. So how hard was that? Where did you have to dig to get yourself to decide to keep pushing it?
I just knew I had to change things up a little bit, and you know, just keep working on it. This is what I love to do. Like I love to do martial arts, and
right.
And I think that's just the driving force behind everything. It's just my passion for doing everything that I do now. It's just I love just going into the gym and just working on things and sharpen them up, and just love learning new things. And I feel like a student every day.
How did your support around you take that initially? Did you have people asking, like, you know, Ben, you know, you got to have a backup plan, Ben, or what do you think you're doing, and how did you deal with that?
Well, I mean, Sioux Falls is a very conservative city,
right.
I'd say, and, you know, with having Asian parents that just wanted me to go to school and become a doctor or an engineer or something, it was really hard. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it was really tough. But, you know, I just knew that I had to do what I wanted to do. Like, this is what I want to do. And I actually, you know, after those 3 fights, you know, I did win 1 fight after that. It was a pretty good victory against a really tough guy, Andrew Whitney. We fought for I defended my belt. But, I don't know, after that fight, I got really, I don't know, I think mentally just really drained from all the pressure of fighting and stuff. And I actually didn't fight after that for 2 years. So I took a 2-year layover, and I I started working. That's when I started working for Geek Squad, and I was kind of climbing that corporate ladder a bit, and I got really comfortable with where I was at. Like I was like getting promotions and stuff. You know, I was working indoors at Best Buy, and then I moved into, you know, driving the little Volkswagen Beetle around, you know, going to people's houses, fixing their computers. You know, it was fun. And then I don't know, like maybe a year after that, I was just like, it was like I still didn't feel like I was satisfied with my life. Like I felt like there was something missing still.
Who helped push you a little bit further with that stuff? Would you say, like,
With,
I mean, just to decide to start fighting again or to get after it? Because it is easy. I could see you guys train really hard. I don't think I get irritated when, you know, people would break up Ronda Rousey's like money that she's earned per minute in the cage, but man, there's so much work that goes outside of it for you guys do that nobody sees, between your coach, your team, just everybody around you. I mean, it goes far beyond just those, you know,
Yeah, for sure.
3 or 5 minute rounds.
It's yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work and stuff, but you know, then again, I wasn't happy with my life where I was at, even though I was at a pretty comfortable full-time job, and I just I knew I wanted something different. Like I knew I wanted to do martial arts and stuff, and you know, Bruce just happened to tell me about the Tiger Muay Thai trials, and that's when I was like,
All right, let's give it a go.
I gotta go. Yeah.
No, it's a really good opportunity. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure your parents were pretty freaked out about that themselves.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Why are you going?" They're like, "Why?" Like they're trying to stop me to go, and they're like, "You're crazy, Ben. Like, if that area of the world is dangerous and all this stuff." And
You just say not as dangerous as me.
yeah, I know, right?
No.
No.
How do you enjoy living in Australia?
Yeah, man, I like it. There's a lot of things to do, a lot of outdoor stuff. Like you can go hiking a lot. There's all kinds of mountains and rainforest and beaches. I mean, like with the rainforest part, like that part I didn't expect. I thought it was gonna be just like desert and, you know, like what you see on TV with just like, you know, kangaroos hopping around and stuff. But
My wife said she spent like 3 months in Australia, and she said she never once saw a live kangaroo. They were all dead on the side of the road, like a deer.
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, you see them all around, but like I've seen them like hopping around live.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
you've been out there.
You got to go like really early in the morning or go look for them in the forest and stuff.
Sure.
You do find them. Yeah, I find snakes here and there once in a while. There was a big like boa constrictor snake that chased after my cats. Like chased, like it went it went through the cat door and like went into the house. And
The snake did?
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was giant, man.
What were you doing when it came in?
Well, I was here at the time, but yeah.
So you got a call from your wife?
So yeah, my wife sent me this photo. I'm like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Get that thing out of the house.
She should have replied back with, I can't find the other one.
Oh. Oh my gosh. I would have lost it, man. Those cats are like my babies.
Did she end up getting it out herself?
Yeah,
or?
somebody got it out.
Yeah.
I can't remember who, but yeah, somebody was like, yeah, picked it up and was like, yeah, whatever, just a big snake.
Yeah.
And tossed it out.
Yeah, it'd be a cool place to go visit. My wife, she really enjoyed it there quite a bit.
Yeah. It's fun.
You were on a couple of cards that I was pretty jealous about because one of my favorite fighters of all time is Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
So, man, when I saw you on there, I'm like, oh, just by association, I'm like, you know, just the fact that Ben even gets to be near him, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, we were
I'm pretty all right with that.
We were in the same change room, locker room thing.
Yeah. He's an interesting cat. He's a warhorse, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's really nice. Like he's nice to me, but like he's not very nice to people in the octagon. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's his job,
dude. He throws, and to think he's been fighting for so long like I remember him in the K1 days,
Yeah.
like 20 years ago,
Yeah.
just knocking people out, and he's still doing that today at 46. I think he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. He's mid 40s, I believe. But yeah, he's only like, what, 5'10 or so, 5'11?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No, he's not.
he's not very tall at all.
I mean, yeah, he's very stocky.
Yeah.
But
Well, he's an Islander.
yeah, but
And he's
dude,
got lunch boxes for fist.
yeah,
That also helps.
like he's taking. I mean, he's taking a lot of shots ahead too, and that's what worries me. Is that
Yeah. How that'll grow.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd
like,
agree. Yeah.
but he's still going on. He still can take punch. He doesn't have a gloss jaw yet. Like it's crazy to think that he went from like all striking sport like K1, did really well, knocking people out, and now he's knocking people out in the UFC.
Yeah.
Still,
For years. Decades.
yeah, a couple decades. So like I wish I get a career that can last as long as him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I agree. The only thing is, I say it's just like you. Hopefully, his body and his mind hangs up with him. So it'd be a shame. I mean, it's a shame for anybody.
Yeah.
It's always a worry about.
Yeah, speaking of mind stuff, I did some concussion testing when I was here in town at the Sanford
Power.
Sports Science
Yeah,
Institute. Yeah,
I
it's
saw
pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah.
So they were doing some baseline tests on me, which it's not like my score would be better than your score type of thing. It's just a baseline to know,
Where you're
okay,
at.
next time I get concussed or I get knocked around a little bit, I can take the same test again and then see where I lie, and then that will give me confidence, or maybe I need more time to.
That's
to
pretty
heal
sweet
up.
that they're doing that, though. I mean,
Yeah.
from a medical standpoint, I feel like you're being a part of something that's important for generations of fighters to come. So that way they can pay attention to it and really, figure out those things. Like you
Yeah.
said, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're setting a standard for other fighters as well. I mean, you got to take care of your mind and body. I get the warrior mentality, but
Yeah,
you can't fight when you're.
Right, like if you punch yourself drunk, man, like that's really sad. You're letting yourself not only physically go, but you're mentally go, and that's what makes you.
Yeah.
Is your head. So, I think, but it's really good to see people recognizing that a lot more, and not only in combat sports, but like in football and
Yeah.
other like hockey and stuff. Like,
Yeah, and there's a lot more to say about those things.
yeah, for sure, and hopefully, they're Sanford is they I was really surprised by how much detail they're going into that type of thing, and how much they really cared about it. Like a lot of people would just be like, yeah, whatever, we'll just do all the cool sports stuff like VO2 max or whatever tests, but no, they were like really, like half the day was just all on that concussion stuff.
Right. So who did they end up reaching out to you, or?
Yeah, I've got a family friend that works for Sanford, and he helped get me connected with the vice president of the Science Sports Institute, Kevin Lampe, and I had a chat with him, and he was really happy to get me on board and help me out. And
Yeah, that's pretty great. I know there's a lot of judgment, if you will, about Sanford and how it's got its name, and how Sioux Falls is becoming Sanford Falls, and so on and so forth. But I don't think people realize that haven't been out of here how lucky they are to have such great healthcare systems, whether you are Sanford, Avera, or even like our VA system. I mean, there's a lot of good medical care going around here, and a lot of innovative stuff. So they're giving a lot of stuff back here. We have really good access to care, and just the fact that they're doing stuff like that is really important, and it is world leading in what they need to do. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I heard they were trying to they're trying to be the next Mayo Clinic. They're trying to
I would believe
surpass
that,
them.
and it would be great. It's good, healthy competition, and I mean, yeah, they should never settle for mediocrity. They
Yeah.
need to keep grinding and get it going. And, you know, it's what it's about. I mean, yeah, healthcare is a business. Reluctantly, that is the one side of it. But the positive end of that is that you are going to get really good leading studies like you're going through. So.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
So when you were the first UFC fight here in Sioux Falls, you know, like you said, you kind of took a tough loss out of that one.
Yep.
And that was a buddy of yours too. You guys were at a retreat or something like that.
Yeah, we
together?
were at the UFC retreat about maybe 3 months before that, and yeah, when I got home from that, I pretty much flew from Vegas to Sioux Falls just to hang out for a little bit, and yeah, I got the call up to fight in Sioux Falls. I think I knew it was gonna be Lewis, and yeah, we were like, yeah, let's do it. We wanna fight each other.
Yeah, you know, even though the fight didn't go your way, you still kept moving. Like, I was pretty impressed with your heart, how, like, it didn't matter. You just kept moving no matter what. And I know some of that was probably, like, autopilot and survival, but, you know, when you finished that up, I know it wasn't the showing that you were hoping to have at home, but you came back for your next fight and really made a statement, which was excellent. And now you're ranked number 8, which is pretty baller.
Yeah, yeah, it was a really difficult moment in my life. Not just because I lost the way it was, it's because it was in front of my friends and family in my hometown.
Yeah.
So I felt a bit embarrassed. I know a lot of people tell me that I shouldn't be, but like I felt really embarrassed. Just because, you know, Sioux Falls they don't get too much exposure from MMA, so for them to see me, you know, for the like first time UFC goers to watch a local Sioux Falls guy come out there and get their asses kicked, like it was a bit embarrassing for me. So
yeah, I can imagine. But you know, that was the biggest thing. I know, like you already brought up, that I'll take you to the hospital, but you know, that's kind of one of those things where the UFC does take care of you guys, and it wasn't like Ben went to the hospital because he was hospitalized. He went to the hospital just because it's pretty routine. Like, we took lots of guys just to get checked out by the ER physician and get scanned, because that's stuff they don't have. You can't. Nobody has X-ray vision, so they just kind of check you out. But I could tell in the back of the ambulance that you weren't physically, like, you were physically injured, but not incapacitated. But I could tell, like, emotionally, you were just kind of drained, and like, I could just see the disappointment in you. So
sucked.
that's yeah, reasonably so. But you know, like I said, I was really impressed by the way you just picked yourself up by the bootstraps, and you came out and beat a really good guy, and
yeah,
and decidedly you got fight of the night.
Yeah, so after that fight, I had 2 fights. I had one with Gian Herrera in November in Australia, and I think after, I remember training.
2 fights.
Yep.
Yeah, you had.
Been 2 fights since then, and I remember training for that fight and being like, man, I could really get my ass kicked again, or I could do awesome. But like, I felt proud that I got back onto the horse and started training for something again. Like, it felt good to get back onto it. And I think that's what I really learned from that fight. It was just, don't worry about the outcome too much. Just start enjoying the grind, and that's what is happening.
I think that's what makes good winners as well. You know, it's always fun to see somebody pitch a perfect game, if you will,
Yeah.
just to sit there and have an awesome record. But when you fight tough opponents, or just anything, and you don't take the easy road, and you take your lickings, but you come back and you push through and you fight through it as best as you can, it makes things a lot more interesting. So again, I applaud you for that. I think there's a lot of life lessons. I think, the people that quit at their first loss or first any sign of struggle, and yeah, you've had a few, and look at you now. You're doing well, man.
Doing all right, and yeah, it was just I didn't want that last fight to be my representation of me, especially in Sioux Falls. So yeah, I just got back on the horse, and I was like, no, after that, I'm gonna do what I love doing, and that's training and and beating people up again.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
And so I had Gian Herrera, and then I had Tim Elliott, which was supposed to be Joseph Benavidez at first, and I was really excited for that fight. Super stoked for that, because he was number one contender fight.
Yeah.
He was the ranked number one. So we got Demetrius Johnson, champion, and then Joseph Benavidez, who's fought the champ twice already. And to get a shot like that, I was like, wow, this is my opportunity to really
without a doubt.
climb the ladder really fast. And got really excited for that one. That fight unfortunately got pulled because Joseph he got injured. He got like a knee injury or something. Yeah. And he got replaced with Tim Elliott, which I thought was a even tougher opponent than Joe Benavidez, because of being he was the Ultimate Fighter winner.
Yeah.
So he fought all those champions, dusted them all up. Then goes the distance with Demetrius Johnson, all
Which is
5 rounds.
insane because that guy.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't heard of Demetrius Johnson, like he's a flyweight, but technically he's a machine. He's got cardio for days. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we watched a lot of his fights, and he just run at people and throw everything at them like a crazy man. And you can't really predict what he's doing and stuff. So it was a bit of a scary fight going into it. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Just because Tim Elliott is definitely an underrated person, and he's just got that crazy style.
Yeah.
You know? But we picked up on a few things on that fight. Like, we knew that he likes to lean to his right a lot, like really dip really low. So we worked a lot of low left kicks on that one, left head kicks, and first 2 seconds in there, I hit him with that left kick, and it just kind of cascaded down from there.
Yeah, things went really, really well for you.
Yeah, he said he didn't remember anything from that point to when he got choked. So and my shins were like still sore from that head kick today. My left shin.
Oh man!
But I'll take that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's I don't know. Wish you luck for the rest of that stuff. How was it? How did you end up finding a new gym how did that work out for you when you went from Tiger Muay Thai back down to Australia?
So I worked at a when I first went from Tiger Muay Thai to Australia, I knew I had to get a job like right away, and I was fortunate to know people in the scene to get me a coaching job at a gym, and I'm actually coached and managed my own gym. It's called Fight Cross, and I did that for about a year. So I did that. Training for the Jackal fight, and I did one title defense for that right after that one, and that really taught me a lot. Like, taught me how to when you teach things, it's a lot harder to it's a lot harder to explain to people than to learn it yourself.
Right.
So that taught me. Now when I'm learning stuff, I learn them in a way to where I can explain them to other people. So it's like, all right, I'm learning this. Like, how would I explain this to somebody else?
Right.
And that, I think, helps me retain a lot more.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
stuff.
common with teaching. That's kind of one of my favorite things about teaching at all. Like, you either have it or you don't.
Yeah, okay.
But you can being a coach or an instructor or a teacher of any sorts, no matter what level you are, I think is extremely underrated for what you can end up doing. I mean, you guys just don't get enough for being decent coaches and being able to connect with your students, and especially it's hard enough to connect with one student or anybody you're training, but to be able to reach out to an entire community of people and really connect with them and have them follow, and like you said, figure out ways and how to draw out their, be a leader to draw out their strengths. And not everybody learns everything the same way, so
Yeah, for sure. You got to take a different approach for everyone. Girls learn things differently. Men and just all types of different people.
Yeah, people take feedback differently.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to be able to read that and to deliver them the information in a different way, like package it up differently.
Right. It's like, I don't know, kind of like we were saying a little bit where, you're a talented athlete. Bruce is a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. And just because you're really good and athletic and accomplished in your sport doesn't mean that's going to make you a good teacher by no means.
Yeah.
And I think there's some people that make that mistake just because you're talented in that area. Doesn't mean that you can deliver the content well. You may know what's going on, but...
Yeah, 100%. So... I taught like a whole batch of new people, like people that had never done MMA ever, and I had to actually use them to train for my next fight, my title defense fight, which was like one of my hardest fights. And but yeah, like I think from what I learned from that whole experience was like, don't think like just because you don't have the best training partners, you're not gonna be able to train. Like sometimes you just gotta use whoever you got around you, and you can still get work done. You just gotta focus it.
Yeah, look at Stipe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a firefighter, and he doesn't come from a huge designer gym, but he's just doing his thing. Braza gym.
Brasa.
Yeah. Bruce just saying Braza.
Wow.
So Team Braza around here. I got a Braza gi hanging up
good.
in my garage now, Bruce. Big old Braza patches on it.
You should probably bring it in and start training.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
All right, then.
Now it's going to get harder, though, because I start school today. Got back into school like last minute, so see how that goes. Wow. Yeah. Trying to be an responsible adult.
Cool. Well, cool. You say you're teaching something? What are you teaching?
I work at the medical school, and I do medical simulation. So I play with a lot of mannequins and stuff. I like to say the best way to explain my job is I'm the roadie of the medical world. So I'm good enough to tune the instruments, get them ready, and kind of play them decently. I'm just not good enough to be in the band.
Okay,
So
cool.
one of those things. But I do a lot of like communication training. Been pretty fortunate. I got paid to get an excellent education, which is nice. Worked at the hospital for a long time, and then I ended up there. And I've gotten a lot of like support and feedback and push. Like, Cole, you need to finish your degree and see what's going on. So I decided to jump in head first, and I was a terrible student long ago. So hopefully I'm a better student this time. But I've got to teach a few things. Just did a presentation last Friday for some other educators, which was kind of fun because those are all people that taught and mentored me when I worked in the ER. And so, it was fun to flip that around.
Really cool, man. Really cool.
Yeah. And then now I get this stuff now, which is super fun. So
yeah, what got you to start doing this?
I love podcasts. I used to do broadcasting in Black Hill State.
Okay.
Probably one of my dreams, like somebody asked me like what I wanted to do when I grow up, and I'm like, I want to be a firefighter pilot, martial artist who is on the TV and acts, and also I want to be on Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
So, I ended up doing all that stuff, but I just kind of was coming up with the idea, kind of looking for equipment, and I sent a thing to Bruce saying, here's my idea. I kind of want to throw this out there. I'm looking for some equipment. What are your thoughts on that? I kind of want to take people from the gym and promote the gym because there's a lot of good characters around Sioux Falls and good people like yourself that went off to do some really crazy and interesting stuff. And Bruce just sent back a text of a photo of the studio, and he said, or you could just use my stuff, and I'll help you produce it. And I was like, sweet.
Boom.
Yeah, it was awesome. But that's just the type of community
Bruce to
that
the
we
rescue
are
again.
He was.
Except for today, everything, I don't know what it is about you, Cole. You're obviously like so magnificent. It's almost like a solar eclipse, basically.
A solar flare.
Because whatever camera I put on you breaks. I have 3 cameras on you right now. Now I had to take Ben's other camera, put it on you because all of the 3 cameras are breaking. Like, here, let me just go. That one's broke. There's a bunch of nothing. That one's broke.
Camera not available.
Yep, that one's broke.
Wow.
So I don't know what's happening. Apparently, I'm going to have to go buy a new computer because I have an old school Nguyen processor in this system, and apparently, after
processor.
12 years, yeah, it is your old school i7 2600K that I bought from you, like probably.
Oh, did you buy that from me?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't know, probably like 10 years ago almost.
Still a good processor, Sandy Bridge.
It is. Sandy Bridge is dying out on me
Quad
today.
core.
Sandy Bridge is dying out on me today. Yeah, it is a quad core.
It's old though.
So I'm sitting over here looking at your former employer, Best Buy, thinking, well, time to get an i7 7 Series or something.
Yeah.
So
7th generation.
yeah.
Well, see, there's even a little PCU still left running around here.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to you, this is happening, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
Bring it all
Yeah,
together.
I guess that's my legacy. Just leaving my old shit behind, and you guys can use it.
Well,
And,
thanks. I appreciate that.
You wanna-
Now you guys doing your own stuff now with it.
Now, this has been a lot of fun, though. I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where, like, when I heard you're coming back to town, again, we weren't super close by no means. I know you got good friends back here, like Devin Turner and those guys, and you still get to
No.
talk to. Yeah,
No, not. I don't
Yeah.
know who that guy is.
I totally get
Who's
that. That guy's the worst.
Yeah.
Sitting at home. Unbelievable.
No, he's alright. I worked on his. I helped him put his flooring together the last couple days, and dude, it was a nightmare. Let me just say that.
I can only about imagine the stuff that was coming out of that guy's mouth.
Oh man, we were swearing at everything. Every time there's a little crack, and I was swearing at him, he's swearing at me, but yeah, that's I guess that's what friends do. I guess.
Teresa come walking by and just give you guys the look.
No, she's swearing too.
Oh,
What kind of flooring did you
else
guys put in?
Laminate flooring.
Oh, is like a vinyl laminate?
Yes.
So in other words, like a stick, or was it a click?
It's like a click.
Oh, all right.
Like it fits in like a puzzle piece.
oh, sure.
I put in both. I'll take.
Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you guys couldn't get the floor level.
No, not that. It was just if you mess up towards the beginning, it's gonna be really, really messed up towards the end.
Yeah,
right.
'Cause if you have like a small little crack in it towards the beginning, it just keeps progressively getting worse, and like it'll get more and more uneven. Like the lines will get more and more uneven and harder to fit in, and yeah, it's just a pain in the bum.
Speaking of Devin, doesn't he have a Thai fight coming up or something like that? Or did he have one?
September 9th.
September 9th. That'll be pretty exciting. He's fighting in the cities?
Yeah, he's fighting Ben. I can't think of his last name right now.
29th.
Large 55er/45er.
Nice. Yeah, it'll be
2
pretty
weeks.
fun. Devin is a freak of nature when it comes to strength. For a guy that fights at 145, he picks up
Very strong.
everything. Yeah, he's ridiculous. I don't understand that
Pretty
guy.
strong.
Yeah, if he ends up giving up the fight game, I think he's got something in the powerlifting game, or
Yeah.
he could just be a gymnast or something. I don't know. Underwear model. He's got that going for him.
No.
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 Yikes.
Well,
If you're watching this, David, don't do it.
Devin, you should come over here. And
I think Cole has something for you. I think he wants to see you in underwear.
yeah, that's gonna be my fundraiser for the podcast. Is I'm gonna put together a calendar of a bunch of different dudes and being underwear models. Make some next edge
It'll be
underwear.
weird. Yeah, if that's your thing. Yeah, go for it.
Oh man.
All right. You start wrapping this up, sir.
Oh, shit. we
On
got
that
music.
note,
we got wrap up music.
If you guys want to see a fundraiser with a bunch of fighters in their underwear, or me, maybe it could just be me. I could be Mr. December.
Whitey tighty.
Yeah.
Please.
So anyway, thanks again, Ben. Good luck to
Thanks for
everything.
having me.
Like I said, I'm super excited about your career, man. I've known you
Thank
for a
you,
long
man.
time, and it's been pretty awesome watching you. Like I said, it's not that I want to see you fail,
Yeah.
but it makes it more interesting, and it shows the type of heart that you have when you do fail or something doesn't go your way, and you pick yourself up and you grind right through it. So I think that makes
Thank
you
you.
3 times the champion. So
Thank you. Always proud to represent Sioux Falls and my roots. I'll never forget my roots here in Sioux Falls and Next Edge Academy and stuff, and meeting you back in the day, and we're still buddies today.
Yeah,
So.
it's a lot of fun. I agree. Some good folks around here. So thanks again, Bruce. Hopefully we we can do another podcast here coming up a little bit shortly and not have it in 4 weeks. Keep this going. I know it's a busy time, so everybody's got to work around each other. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let us know if there's anything that you want to change about the setup or any of the lights. Give us some feedback. Make sure that you follow Ben 10 MMA. How can
MMA?
How can they follow you?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Ben?
My website, ben10win.com. That's the number 10.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put
Go
up
to
that
that.
stuff in the show notes as well to make sure you can follow it. But yeah, Ben's a pretty fun guy. He's pretty active on the social media, doing a lot of cool stuff. So make sure you check out his wife's fights and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like I said, she's pretty baller. So
She's pretty good. She's awesome.
Sobek Semper as well. You guys,
Sobek Semper, if you're watching.
that guy is unbelievable. Like he's so much
He's
fun.
so good.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great week, and until then, we'll catch you later.
Bye now.